Hey guys, what's up? Green Machine Tam back with another video, and today we have another episode of Tennessee Titans franchise. After dropping the last game to the Jacksonville Jaguars in Week 11, we dropped to 6-4. They moved up to 6-4, and we are now third place in the division. Of course, we still have a good record, so we could still have the possibility of making the playoffs. We do have to take on the 3-7 Carolina Panthers as they are coming into town. And a big key emphasis right now, looking at the stats, Brian Burns only has 1 sack on the year. Now, of course, he is going up against probably one of the worst sets of tackles that he's ever played against, at least in terms of this year. They are bottom of the team. They are bottom of the league offense. Their defense is ranked right around middle, but our defense has struggled a lot this season. Of course, it's due to inflated numbers during the first couple weeks when the sliders were pretty bad. So that should help balance out over the next couple weeks, but I don't think that's really going to be fixable in terms of just getting the stats fixed going into other weeks. Now, there's only been I think 1 roster move, well technically 2, that we've made since last week. We are still starting Will Levis. Malik Willis pissed me off last game. His accuracy was not good. I know I threw a couple bad balls, so not completely on him with Will Levis' success in real life, as well as the fact that Malik Willis just hasn't played well this last week. We are going to be starting Will Levis. And then we did bring in Julio Jones, former Tennessee Titan, Atlanta Falcon, and Tampa Bay Buck, and Eagle now. We are bringing him in to help out. It's just Treylon Burks either gets injured or hasn't played well. So, and then, Phillips going down last week as well for the rest of the game. Having to lean on Colton Dowell and Marquez Stevenson just wasn't the right option. We did have Equinemius St. Brown. We probably should have played him a little bit more. But we're going to go Julio Jones here. We do have our offensive line back to full strength. Now, that strength isn't very good, but it's still there. The defensive side of the ball, we are looking pretty nice. Roger McCreary still developing nicely, even with normal Jeff Trait. Caleb Farley as well. Tier Tart has played pretty well these last couple games as well. Lots of stops and stuff. Aziz Al-Shaair has played apparently pretty well to get star. So we are moving up. But, I'm not completely sold on him yet. Harold Landry had a sack last week, but he has been quiet for most of the season. Only 2 sacks on the year. As many as Arden Key and less than Joseph Asai. So I guess we'll just have to see how he continues to play out. A topic of discussion going into the offseason, whether or not we trade him. I know he has a lot of money left, if I'm correct. I think it's 2 or 3 years at this point. 4 years. Oh, that's even more wonderful. But if somebody doesn't play correctly, I'm not going to keep them. That's one of the biggest things going into this franchise, is I'm not going to be afraid to trade players if I have to. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, he's a Titan and he has money on the books. Don't care. I will trade him. So yeah, going into this game, a lot of big things happening. Can Treylon Burks produce? Julio Jones is here. Will Levis gets his first start. Can the defense finally step up? Now, these sliders that I am using in a different franchise. Not one that I'm recording, not one that I'm playing against other people. I'm strictly playing against the CPU in that franchise as well. You've probably seen it in a couple videos, and the scores have actually been pretty good. This latest game got up into the 40s, but it was because both teams were just hammering the ball down the field, just trying to push the ball. And, other games I've had literally end up as 21-7s and stuff like that. So I think they're good sliders. I'm going to do weekly strategy. Probably just going to do run outside and throw short, like always. Nobody really to mention in the negotiation phase. I did try to offer a couple contracts to Tier, Tart, Aziz, and others. I don't think I've offered actually on anybody else. But I did try to bring them back. They don't want to re-sign yet. Daniel Brunskill can come off of injured reserve, but we don't have a roster spot currently at the moment, and we don't need an 11th offensive lineman, so we're going to stay there for a while. But other than that, let's get into the games. We're taking on the 3-7 Carolina Panthers, and Will Levis is getting the start. Like I said, if there's any dev trait upgrades, I will show them, though, after the weekly strategy. Carolina Panthers are going to be rocking their black helmet, black pants, black undersides, black helmet. We're going to be rocking the Oilers throwbacks. I figured since Will Levis did it. And, oh, Marquez Stevenson! He's fucking gone. Oh my god. Let's go. Marquez Stevenson is a sneaky good kick returner. He's only rated an 85 kick returner too, which is fucking insane. Holy shit. Opening up the game immediately is Marquez Stevenson. 10 seconds into the game, and he opens it up. Touchdown. Panthers will take over at their own 25-yard line, starting off down 7 with only 10 seconds into the game. That's crazy, you know. And they're going to start off with a handoff to Miles Sanders, somebody that hasn't played well in real life. Joseph Ossai is now down. Awesome. So our best pass rushers through the season has gone down once again. That's nice. He just can't stay healthy at this point. He goes out like once a week, it seems like now. And I get played too far into coverage, and Mingo, open. 1st and 10 here for the Panthers, and Mingo can't hold on to the football this time. 2nd and 10 now. Yeah, wow. Just starting off the game very fast with Marquez Stevenson is awesome. I don't think we have a choice in bringing him back or not. He's had, I think, 4 touchdowns on the year for us, and all of them have been on the return game. So I think that pretty much sums it up for him. He needs to be back next year. Even if he doesn't perform well the rest of the season, he has just played so well so far through this season. You know, just, we're 6-3. Arden Key's now out. Who is it? Michael Hoyt now? I don't even know who the fuck we'd be putting in at this point. Like, Jesus. Buddy Johnson comes up with the tackle on Hayden Hurst now. This dude's fucking old, isn't he? Former pitcher Hayden Hurst, if I remember correctly as well. Or baseball player at least. Didn't he go play baseball, realize it wasn't for him because he was going to be stuck in the minors forever, and then decide to go back and play tight end or something like that? Cover that underneath, and Miles Sanders is going to catch it. Kevin Byard just doesn't want to make a play on the football, and Sanders will catch that football. And he's out. Awesome. So Joseph Ossai might actually have to go back in. He is back in. Dope. That's fucking cool. He's going to get injured. That's nice. Especially if they decide to go on a long drive of some sort. Oh, and Adam Thielen just burned Roger McCreary. What the fuck is this game so far? What the fuck? 7-7. And that time they don't even block your T. Gross motto, so no return there, 16 yards. I was purposely not pushing R2 just to see if they would pick up the blocks a little bit better, and that was not the case. So, I'm going to start the game off with a pass from Will Levis here. Going to hit Tajay Spears underneath, and that's just going to be a simple 2-yard gain. Nothing really going there. Xavier Woods. I wonder how he's playing now that he's left, the Cowboys? He started to really have a nice career in Dallas and then decided to leave, so just curious on how he's doing now that he's left Dallas. Ball gets popped out from Kyle Phillips. Nothing over the middle works. They're not lined up on Chig. I'm throwing this ball. Chig, hold on to the football, luckily. They break on it right away. Normally when they break that fast, it's not going to be good for you. I'm going to go with a halfback draw here. Slayer just not getting up to the fucking second level. Jesus, dude, go. You got to hit that block and then fucking dip out of there. It's not a fucking wait around. I get the handoff. You're supposed to be up at the second level, getting ready to block. I can't have you sitting there. Levis has enough speed to step up and pick up a first down up to the midfield mark. 49-yard line, basically. We have decided to do some different things with formation subs. We're going to see a little bit more of Josh Wiley. Going to dump it off to him. He'll get back to the line, and that's about it. 2nd and 11 now, technically. Going to run it to his side. He needs to get up to that corner there. And Brian Burns. Oh, so that's why Brian Burns isn't getting fucking sacks. They have him playing as a stand-up backer right now. Why? They have him playing up as a stand-up backer in non-passing downs. Well, non-passing formations. Chig over the middle. Just weak coverage there. They send a little bit of pressure. Will Levis able to step up, hit Chig. We're going to go to this mid-high-low. Looks like zone. It is zone. Is that Brian Burns in coverage again? Will Levis just enough speed to escape Derek Brown. Gets hit again. Come on, you got to throw that flag there. Unnecessary roughness on that defense. There, throw it. You're going to run away from Burns. I think running at Gross Matos is the better option. We're going to continue to do it. Hassan Haskins with a first down and more. Kyle Phillips gets a good block. 10 yards there for Hassan Haskins. And people wonder why I left Derrick Henry. You know, it's just these guys have played well. They're both very highly, touted backups. I'm going to play with them. D-Hop, Jesus. Madden accuracy. Madden accuracy. That's awesome. And the funny thing is, I've seen that with so many good quarterbacks, too. I've seen it with Aaron Rodgers. I've seen balls like that happen with even Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. It's just Madden being Madden. D-hop underneath, catch, 5 yards there. Make it more manageable, 3rd and 5 now. Up to the 10-yard line. I think D-hop, if he's one-on-one here, maybe split out Spears, see if it is man. If it is, get him running towards the middle. Looks like zone, possibly. Yeah, it's zone. I saw the corner blitz. Tried to step up and give myself just half a second more and then throw the football. Not quite going there. Going to have to make it a 10-7 game. 1st and 10 here for the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young had a really... and I'm offsides. And then Monty Rice doesn't want to get off his block. And neither one of the safeties want to make a tackle. So, already off to a good start. This defense is looking piss poor. No, I even made the sliders even more in favor of less running, and running is still super easy. I know I've said it before, but apparently there's, people are saying like, hey, I've basically put the sliders down to 0 and rushing still overpowered as hell, both for CPU and for, yourself. Yeah, 3 rushes, 58 yards. I understand it could be defense that I'm calling as well, but I guarantee you it's not just defense. I guarantee you it's not just me doing this shit. It's fucking annoying at this point. Play action fake, and Hooker comes up, makes a tackle. No gain there. 7 for 8, though, for Young. 3 for 20 for Hayden Hurst. I don't know what to call. I really don't. It's frustrating. It is. And I know some of it's on me. Like right there, that's a pick for whoever's underneath there. Whoever's underneath there, if you jump, you could probably tip that and at least make it a tip drill for us. Instead, you do nothing, and now, we don't have anything. It's 3rd and 10. Pressure here. Aziz gets home. That's all I'm asking for. I got to send pressure just to get, I got to send pressure just to get pressure. I got to send extra bodies to get pressure, which leaves my back end weak, which is inexperienced. Ooh, he missed that kick. Okay, we're taking over at the 45-yard line. I got to send pressure to get pressure. I got to send extra bodies, which leaves my back end weak. And it's young and inexperienced and low overall, so it's not a fun time right now. It's really, really not. We're going to put D-hop on a drag, actually. And I want Burks running this out. I don't want him running the option. See, underneath, D-hop picks up 6 for 8, 46 for Will Levis. So, rookie battle here. I didn't even plan that out. Just how it happened. And it was really funny in real life. Mike Vrabel was like, I don't know if I want to start Will Levis. I think we might go back to Ryan Tannehill. And then he proved himself once again in the Steelers game. I know he didn't win, but still. D-hop beats his man and holds on to the football down inside the goal line. Well, down inside 1st and goal, 7-yard line. D-hop just beats J.C. Horn on that wheel route and going to hit him. Makes it easy for me. I'm going to swing Spears the other way. If this is man, and if that safety doesn't help, we could have D-hop one-on-one here against Dante Jackson. Nope, and Will Levis throws it out the back of the end zone, and D-hop can't come down with it. 7 for 10 here. Just accuracy sucks dick in this game. I swear to God, they slowed down passing way too much. Like, passing is actually unbearably bad this year. Like, it's not even like running. Running's definitely overpowered right now. Defense doesn't stack the box enough. People don't get off shedding too much unless you're a superstar. It's not a great game this year, I'm going to be honest. Halfback screen, Spears. Going to walk into the end zone, touchdown. First touchdown pass for Will Levis today. So he will take his total to 2. I don't know what the fuck was happening there in the background, but holy shit. 1st and 10, the Panthers are going to start off. See what they decide to do here. Played pretty well in that last drive. We finished a little bit better. Terrence Marshall underneath. I think he actually asked for a trade. They ended up finding a trade partner, if I remember correctly anyway. At least I think he asked for a trade. Because he still hasn't seen his role improve in this offense. Which I think he's been through like 2 different maybe even 3 different head coaches since he's been drafted. Depends on when Ron Rivera left. I don't remember exactly the year that he left. I'm just saying, he could have been through already 3 head coaches at this point, 2 at most. So, it's not the people that drafted him are still there or anything. Jesus, Miles Sanders just keeps going for yards. 2nd and 1 now here. Bryce Young going under center. We're going to send pressure. Don't love that it's coming from that side. I'd rather have it come from the strong side. So we're going to motion Kevin Byard down. Mario Edwards gets through, and it's a sack from Mario Edwards Jr., former Chicago Bear, former Seattle Seahawk, and tight end. I don't remember where else he was at, to be fair. So I think he was with one other team. I don't remember exactly who, though. Gonna get on to Tart. And Chris Harris and Caleb Farley just don't want to do anything. I'm telling, Chris Harris to go up and try to get that ball, and he just doesn't do anything. I understand he wasn't looking at him, but that doesn't mean anything in Madden. I don't give a fuck if the developer said anything like that. It's not true. It's not true. I've seen more clips stating otherwise. I don't care what the developers say. Their game is not working as intended. And Joseph Asai and Michael Hoyt will get there. 3rd and 13. Gonna send more pressure here. Actually, let's back out. It's long enough to where I don't think they can just realistically go get it. As long as our defensive line can maybe come up with a little bit of pressure. And they run a screen pass. Why would you give up on a screen pass right there? 4th and 13. You get 6 yards there. You may not get the first, but you're at least in, I think, relative field goal range. What, 57 yards? Yeah. So I don't understand that play there, but that's not really up to me. D-Hop, very good season so far. 37 receptions, 797 yards, 8 touchdowns. Receptions aren't quite as realistic as they should be, but, of course, with the drops and everything and just Madden's coverage ability, and they send pressure. Wow, this is just going to be a game of who can send pressure and who can beat it. It seems like we're sending pressure and they're sending pressure, so it really is going to come down to which quarterback can handle it better. They're both young and inexperienced, so it's kind of understandable why you would send pressure. Spears almost gets up to the 2nd level, but Shaq Thompson's able to chase us down just enough. 3rd and 2 now. Going to go back to the run game here. Spears has played nicely. Not saying he's played phenomenally, but he's played very nicely. Better than I expected him to play going into us getting rid of Derrick Henry. A little under 4 yards a carry right now, but that's not too terrible. I'll be given. Traylon Burks sideline caught. 9 yards there. Wow, threading the needle is Will Levis. Strong arm. Get into the sideline. Only putting it where Traylon Burks can go get it. What a fucking play. We're going to run this halfback inside zone. Well, halfback dive, so I don't really care about if the D-line moves. It's not going to affect too much. Get the first, and he gets more. But Spears is now down with a back injury, apparently. Because in Madden, whenever they get up holding something, it's something else. Like, they'll be holding their back, and it'll be like, they have a toe injury. You're like, seriously? That's what you decide to go with? 9 for 14 for Will Levis, missing that throw on the run there. He still has moderate athleticism to where I'm able to do stuff. It's not like I'm not able to do anything. So it's just not going to be the same as Malik Willis after a negative 5-yard rush there for Hassan Haskins. Not going the correct direction. Brian Burns makes a good play. We're going to rotate the line towards Brian Burns. Hopefully get him into a little bit worse situation. And just nothing going there. I had pressure in my face. I tried to get rid of it. Derek Brown comes up. 4th and 15. Too long for our kicker, Trey Wolf. So we'll have to punt the ball away. Our defense has played okay. It's a bend but not break mentality right now. So 6 rushes, 85 yards. I don't know what to do. If you guys are wondering, the rush run blocking for CPU is down to 30 at this point. Okay, so it's not like it's at 46. No, it's at 30. Miles Sanders now down with an injury. So both starting running backs going down. Miles Sanders grabbing his knee. And now grabbing his shoulder. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what Madden does with this shit. It's just like, hey, we're going to pick a random player to injure. And then we're just going to fucking make up something as we go. We're not going to make the We're not going to make the animation. Dude, EA is so fucking bad. Screen pass. And they can't get it off, but it's probably going to be roughing the passer, isn't it? I really don't get how that's roughing the passer. If he's getting sacked and if it's a throw out of sack, like, EA even said it was like, I'm pretty sure it said throw out of sack, which means he was already grabbing him, but yet we're still going to get the penalty for it. That just makes no sense to me. What do I know? 2 minutes now remaining. Not quite at the 2-minute warning, but close enough. Chuba Hubbard just doesn't want to go down, and none of my guys are fast enough to keep up with him. What the fuck is this run game? I don't know how to slow this down anymore than what it already is. Like, do I need to put it at 0 and see what the fuck happens? And hope that I don't, like, blow out the other team or some shit? And then it's hurting my fucking, pass game because they're always moving the ball continuously, which means my defense isn't getting off the field. I'm not trying to be super negative. It's just annoying. I don't know how much further I have to take this run blocking down to get myself into a good situation. And it's not like it's a bad defensive line. Yes, it's not great. We have some weaknesses. But it's not like they're just attacking those weaknesses either. Where the fuck is Jeffrey Simmons anyway? Why is he not in the game right now? Tommy Tremble, touchdown. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why is Jeffrey Simmons not in the game? He wasn't fucking injured. I don't think he was injured. Yeah, and then he's on the kick block unit. Whatever. 48 seconds now remains in the half. Will Levis will have a chance to go down and make it a 2-possession game, hopefully. See what he can do here. D-Hop back across the field. Get out of bounds. There we go. Saves us a timeout. 42 seconds now. We can still work the middle of the field. It's just D-Hop was running that, and I saw him open. I'm going to hit him. Looks like zone here. We're going to anticipate zone. Let's get it going. D-Hop. I don't know how that ball isn't put over the head of the defender even more. I really don't. Alton Robinson, you can just stay in. If you get injured, I'll put you on injured reserve. I don't care. Not dealing with your shit. Go play special teams. 2nd and 10, 38 seconds now. Back to pass again, and just too much pressure. Just can't do anything. Panthers going to call timeout. Do we force them to use a timeout, or do we go for it? Go for it. We're gonna run the mid-high-low. It's 1-on-1 right now. Got plenty of options here. If we have enough time, something should get open pretty nicely. Not at all what I asked for. Go back the other side. I was trying to snap the ball. Apparently, I pushed the left stick over. And Kyle Phillips thinks I want him over on the other side. D-Hop, 1-on-1. Caught! Breaks the tackle! Oh my god! Holy fuck. D-Hop just basically did what he did against Atlanta in real life. Not entirely the same, but, catch, run, touchdown, deep ball. Will Levis just put it up there. I didn't even push the right button. I was pushing run underneath because I thought D-Hop had a step. Instead, he still comes down with it when Will Levis is excited. Let's go! Carolina will take over at their own 25-yard line. Let's see if they actually decide to do anything here. I would assume they wouldn't. They do have 2 timeouts, so they would have plenty of chances. But, it is risky. You throw a pick here, we could go up almost 13. You would be back where you were just a couple of minutes ago. So, I don't see why they would try anything too dangerous. I assume if nothing gets going on this play, they'll probably look to... Oh, and Chris Harris gets burnt. And our defensive line can't get there for the sack. Jesus, our defense. This defense makes me angry. And then they run it. What? Why? Why the fuck would you run that football? Now you have no time. Dude, Madden sometimes is a big bag of dumbass. There would be no world, in no world would you run that football, ever. Like, yeah, Hayden Hurst just got out of bounds and you're at the 49-yard line, but now you have to fucking throw a Hail Mary. You don't get a chance at taking a field goal. And Hail Mary is such a, luck-based play, almost. Oh, Shair finally gets through. Oh, and it's picked by Byard. He's only going to have, really one man to beat, but it's Miles Sanders, and apparently he's the fastest human being alive. Kevin Byard, though, comes up with a pick. His, 5th on the season, I would assume. Frank Wright, you are a big bag of dumbass. And that increases Bryce Young's picks from like 13 on the year to 14. So he is really struggling. But we are going to the half up. 1st and 10. Bryce Young getting under center. Going to hand off left side. Miles Sanders, and he cuts back into the middle. Finally brought down after a 6-yard rush there. 9 for 100. Jesus. I tell you what, I'm going to invest in some fucking run stoppers next year. Dude, like, where the fuck... Why is Jeffrey Simmons not on this? I understand I did formation subs. But, like, why the fuck is Jeffrey Simmons not there? And then Caleb Farley doesn't want to stick in front of Mingo. Why? Bro, the way defense is played in this game is so fucking dumb. You either get dinked and dunked to death, you get ran on, or you fucking give up big plays every single time. It's nothing in between. It's dinks and dunks and fucking running the football. And the dinks and dunks and runs can turn into big plays. Like, big plays very often, too. Not just like, oh, yeah, it happens every once in a while. No, like, all the fucking time. Like, right there, I have Sanders in the backfield, 4 yards, and he continues to drag me for 3. It's crazy. It just is. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm really not. I like playing football games. I do. But, Jesus. Sometimes, man. Like, Jeffrey Simmons finally made a play there. Like, you're one-on-one with a fucking center, and you're supposed to be a superstar D-tackle. What the fuck are you doing? Do something, you fat piece of shit. Jesus. Do fucking something. Like, Shair just did just as much as you did. And he's a 77 middle linebacker. It gets to the point where it's just like, I don't want to really play this game that much. Like, I really don't. Sometimes, anyway. And then other times I get the itch and I play it and I'm like, I hate myself for doing this. That and Rainbow Six Siege, I every time I play these 2 games, I'm like, I hate myself for doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. 1st and 10 here. I formation here. Checking out of a play, it seems like. Bryce Young handoff up the middle. Monty Rice, can you make a play? Finally does after 5-yard gain there. 14 for 119. I don't know what to do. Like, is there coaching suggestions I can do? I'm going to man up. We're going to go buy overall. We're going to play conservative tackling. Do 5, 10, and 20 coverage match. Just we're gonna try a bunch of different shit here today. We're gonna do stuff, see if it works. Tired of sitting around and letting this happen to our defense. I know the defense isn't great, but we're an 83 overall, and just getting burnt on the inside just is not gonna fucking help your case, Kevin Byard. Jesus, maybe I should trade you. Maybe the fucking Titans were right. You know, and it's not like momentum's not our way either. It's just, it's strange. Okay, Jeffrey Simmons just isn't in on pass rushes. Why? He's back in now. Gonna use her up Buddy Johnson. He has speed. He's the worst linebacker out there. And, Jesus. Shair gets met in the gap, and Miles Sanders runs his bitch ass over. Yeah, I really don't know if I want to bring him back. I don't know if I want to bring Tart back either, because apparently they both suck at stopping the run, and they both are terrible fucking in coverage. Well, in the pass unit as well. So I don't know. Will Levis has played good today. I'm gonna start picking out my plays a little bit more. I'm gonna try not to run anything too cheesy. I'm just gonna try to pick out my plays a little bit more. Get players involved that I actually want to get involved. Play action fake here. That's picked. Bro, the safety is breaking on it before it's even out of the quarterback's hands. Woods is not that good. Stop fucking acting like it. Jesus Christ. D-hump. Catches and in bounds. Jesus. Dude, D-hop I can't get rid of. 149 yards on the day for him. I can't get rid of D-hop. D-hop is the dude. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get rid of him. I'm gonna have to keep him. Burks and Phillips haven't done anything. Chig's still just a good player, not great. Burks there on that catch. Gets upfield. Down to the 25-yard line. 13 for 21 for Will Levis on the day. I'm glad that pick didn't go through, or I would have been upset. 1st and 10 here. Play action fake. Wesco's the easiest open option there. First and 10 now, down to the 14. Wesco getting probably one of his first receptions of the year. Good start for him. I don't know if this post dig will technically work, but we're going to try it here. I'm going to send Wiley out immediately. I don't like blocking releases. They don't tend to work all that well. Well, they don't work as designed anyway. Holy fuck, Brian Burns is coming. Please hold on to the football, Will. That's all I'm asking. Just hold on to the football. Bro, I started to escape, and then all of a sudden I just see Brian Burns just fucking sprint to the sideline. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're out here, aren't you? Handoff, Spears. Nobody's looking towards him. Get in there. Touchdown, Tajay Spears. First rushing touchdown on the day for him. He has played nicely since Derrick Henry's leave. So apparently Nicholas Petit-Fier went down with an injury. We're going to sub in Jalen Duncan. I'm not going to risk it. We need Petit-Fier. We could always move Sailor back to tackle and move Raduns. Is it Raduns or Radins? Back in. But for now, we're just going to put Jalen Duncan in. Negative 2-yard rush there for Miles Sanders. Second and 12 now. Shotgun look. Trips left. Hayden Hurst runs a little option route. We cover it up and sack there. Jeffrey Simmons fucking finally, big dog. I think it's your 5th on the season. Still not great, but it's better than nothing at this point. I'm going to let Shire play by himself. We're going to use her at Monty Rice now. Cover this underneath stuff. He has nothing going. Pick it! 4th and 23. That should be a pick there for Jeffrey Simmons. That ball just kind of floated in the air there. That should easily be picked off, in my opinion. Marquis Stevenson back to return. I guess we're going to live commentate this one. We have room on this left side. Not a whole ton. Yatir Gross-Matos again with a tackle on special teams. He has gotten us, I think, 3 times now today. We're going to run the ball a little bit more this drive. I think we definitely need to go towards it. Being up here in the 3rd, as well as I just don't want to throw a pick with Will Levis and ruin his day. His debut anyway. Gonna hand off. We're gonna pull the guard. And just not a whole ton going. 4 yards there though. We are positive. We are running the ball at a decent clip. Nothing too spectacular. We're gonna go play action fake here. We're gonna look for Phillips coming back across the middle. Nothing. Just dump it off to Chig. Almost gets picked by J.C. Horn. He reads it well. Probably should have thrown a bullet pass, but that's more on me than anything else. I would have counted that. Like I said, more on me than anything. This is man here. We could look for one of these curl routes. It is zone. Yeah, nothing going there. I dropped into a sack. Is that Justin Houston? Yeah. 4th and 17, gotta punt the ball. 1st and 10 starting at their own 12. Sorry. I'm a big bag of dumbass as well. Me and EA have something in common, I guess. Run it with Sanders again, and just nobody there to fucking fill a hole. Shire can't get off his block, and none of the corners want to step up. And I said tackle conservatively. I didn't say play conservatively. And it didn't put me on the fucking corner. Shire there. Thank you. Fucking Christ. 2nd and 12 now. Yeah, celebrate fucking finally stopping him, big dog. I'm pretty sure that's his worst rush of the day. Like, let's calm down a little bit. Hand the ball off again. Shire makes a play, but after 5 yards, doesn't really matter all that much. 3rd and 7, though. 3rd and long. Got to come away with the stop here. And bring Thompson down in the box. Force them to do something. They're going to take it to the 4th quarter. Down 10. We've thrown the ball really well. They've just ran the ball super effectively. I mean, we haven't ran it a whole ton either, to be fair. But they're running it at a better clip anyway, so it don't really matter. 3rd and 7, like I said earlier. I need Jeffrey Simmons to come up big here. Him or Harold Landry. I know you're going against a superstar, but it's still icky. It's not like he's a 97. Oh, and Thielen's open on that corner. They run the perfect play into that coverage, but then again, we all know Madden cheats. Like, Madden actually cheats. In my next Bears video, I discussed the Montez Sweat trade and the extension, and man, there's a play that I subbed into. I subbed into a screen pass, a wide receiver screen pass, and they were lined up in what looked to be zone, and then all of a sudden they transferred to a man press on a wide receiver screen pass. I'm like, really? That's what you're going to sub into right now? So it's just like, you know Madden cheats. It's not, and I'm just not quick enough to get there. Terrence Marshall, that's my fault. I stayed flat on that route too long, and they made a good play. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to flip this. I want Monty Rice over there in that. Cover this behind. Now drop down. And just, yeah. Ooh, I think he has illegal touching. I'm hoping he has illegal touching. It's either that or I hope we smack the living shit out of Bryce Young. So it either needs to be illegal touching or it needs to be, illegal touching. I was going to say, or roughing the passer. If we would have smacked him, I would have been fine with it. Send a little bit of pressure, but I am going to have Josh Thompson not... He's right there and just can't come up with it, and fucking Monty Rice is just... I was telling him to go left. I was telling him to run towards the running back, and he was just continuously looping. Like, why is Jeffrey Simmons getting caught up on a fucking running back right there? In real life, he puts one hand directly in the middle of the running back's chest and drives him to the quarterback. 1st and 10, taken over at the 34-yard line after a good return from Marquez Stevenson. He's having a pretty good game, all things considered. Going to run to this weak side on this halfback stretch, get out to the edge. D-Hop still with a good block. He's trying to stiff arm. I know he's not Derrick Henry, so wasn't expecting too much. Tristan Hill, the former Cowboy, gets injured there on that play. This play doesn't have a whole ton of options, so I'm going to run Wiley across underneath on a drag. Burks open, though. Can't hit him. Just overthrowing the ball. Burks could have made a play on that in real life. Tried to get it. I don't think he would have been successful necessarily, but he would have at least tried to make a play. That is one thing that I severely dislike about Madden as well, is the wide receivers, even if it's just barely out of reach, don't try to make plays on the ball, and that's just annoying. Because it doesn't This game is so based around MUT and what they want MUT players to do that it just fucks with the sim. Like, I really don't get how this is called a simulation football game anymore. 3rd and 3 here. Under pressure, just dump it off to Spears, see if he can win one-on-one, and he does. Finally gets taken down at the 36-yard line. 15 for 25 for Will Levis. Not a phenomenal day. There has been some accuracy issues. Some stuff has been on me as well. A couple bad balls thrown. It's not completely on him. Spears, nobody over top of him. If this safety doesn't leave right away, we could have something. Yep, Spears. I know it's cheesy, but, if you're going to leave my guy open, I'm going to throw it. Another touchdown there for Spears. I think 3 on the day. Screen pass, rush, and that. So, going up 38-24 here late in the 4th, 6 minutes remaining. 1st and 10 here for the Panthers. They're going to run weak side as well. They're taking a page out of our book. Eventually brought down by Monty Rice, Joseph Asai, and is that Josh Thompson, number 29, our preseason hero, who has played well above his overall. And like I've said before, I will keep players that play above their overall and who play good. I'm not going to get rid of people that play well. That's just something I don't like doing. If you play well, I'm going to keep you around, and Josh Thompson has easily earned himself a next contract. 1st and 10 after a screen pass to Hayden Hurst, 38-yard line now. We might try to use her up on this D-line and force some pressure ourselves. Let coverage take care of itself. It's not like I'm going to change much in coverage anyway. The only thing that, there's going to be no user mistakes at least. Now coverage matching is going to be different, but 2nd and 8. Ooh, it's a screen pass. Get off your block. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Slows him down at least, and then Chris Harris and Amani Hooker come up with the tackle, 3rd and 2, and it keeps the clock rolling too, which is a very underrated thing right now. Keeping the clock rolling really, really helps. Just keeps our defense going. Jeffrey Simmons not able to make that tackle. 4th and 1, though. Mario Edwards comes up with a good tackle. Gonna go hammer blitz. Gonna send some pressure here. We have to. And they're gonna find a hole and they're gonna hit it. Could be a holding, though. I'm hoping it's a holding call. There's no way, because there was nothing going on with the tackle that was illegal. So holding it is. 4th and takes it back to 4th and 6. Jeez, that's rough. That's real rough from them. Now they have to throw the football. Bring Thompson down. Mario Edwards gets through, forces pressure, and Hayden Hurst can't hold on to the football. We will take over at the 42-yard line, and that should basically do it as long as we can drain some of this clock. Will Levis might get his first NFL win. I know wins and losses aren't necessarily QB stats. It's a big topic of discussion amongst the NFL media, but he's still going to get his first win. Even if you don't think QB wins are a stat, he's still getting his first. 2nd and 11 now here. If we have to, eat a sack, but going to throw the football here. He scrambles. Just stay in bounds. That's all. Levis! Because two Panthers hit each other on the sideline. One was running after me. One was still trying to cover his guy. They both ran into each other. And Will Levis picking up yards here. He's saying, you thought Malik Willis was athletic? Watch this shit. Read option on Burns. I'm going to hand this off. Spears, 3-yard rush there. He's almost at 5 yards to clip, so not a bad day. It's just Miles Sanders just is playing phenomenally. So it's hard to compare. Hit Burks. This could be a touchdown. 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 Treylon Burks. Jeez, he told me to shut the fuck up, apparently. He was like, oh, I'm not very good. Watch this. I wasn't even trying to really move the football, but then, the Will Levis run and just a couple more runs and then, running that RPO. Not much I can do if the defense can't slow me down. 1st and 10 at the 25. They call a screenplay. They're like, okay, fine, we'll call a screenplay and nothing going there. Tier Tart now down. If he's injured, that will definitely limit his negotiation status. Mario Edwards who has played pretty well so far today in the pass rush. And, with them being down, they're going to have to pass the ball plenty. McCreary there on Mingo this time. I haven't heard much from Thielen since Caleb Farley got put on him. I haven't heard much from Mingo either. But Molden just continuously struggling. He is, look, and I don't want to say he had a good game, whichever week it was, where he had multiple picks, but Jesus. I think it was the Jags. The Jags in whatever other game it was. He had multiple picks, but some of the picks weren't him making plays. It was more just the quarterback throwing bad balls. 2nd and 10 now, 2:24 remaining as Harold Landry forced some pressure. Bryce Young having to evade and throw the ball out of bounds. Gonna press, play over top. John Kaminsky now at left end. Shed with him. Shair come up and make the tackle. 5-yard gain there for the Panthers. Gonna use her back on to Kaminsky. See if we can get some pressure going again. They apparently wanted him to drop in coverage, so I'll drop, but Monty Rice there with the tackle. Shair, we're going to use her up on. Somehow they get the 2-minute warning, but they know huddle. What the fuck was that? I'm so confused. I'm genuinely confused. Caleb Farley, what are you doing, dog? Pick that. That would have been your 10th. Yeah, he has 9 picks, by the way. He's played 6'3" corners that have speed are too goddamn overpowered in this game. Well, they've been overpowered in multiple Maddens. Dump off here to Miles Sanders. 1st and goal now. 30 for 42. Jesus. Maybe I should take the QB accuracy back down. After last game, I was like, I should probably turn it up, and now it feels like it's almost too high again. I tell McCreary to fucking go as soon as he throws that ball to Tommy Tremble. Like, I push it, and then the ball is going to Tommy Tremble. It's just over his head. Back off with Tart. Tackles Miles Sanders. 3rd and goal. They're going to have to call a timeout here for an injured Miles Sanders. Getting slammed by basically smushed underneath a defensive tackle is not fun. 1st and goal. That ball's out of the back of the end zone. McCreary trying to come up with a pick. 4th and goal, 7-yard line. What do we run here where gets us in the best situation possible? Trying to find something good. Not seeing much I like. Just going to have to play 3-man deep. Hope these safeties play well enough. Oh! So, I was supposed to be on Chuba Hubbard. he doesn't throw it to him on the flat, or if that was Tommy Tremble. One of the two. Yeah, so it was Chuba Hubbard in the flat. Tommy Tremble was on that right side. He throws it up in double coverage. It gets knocked away, almost caught by Chuba Hubbard at the 1. We'll take over at the 7, though, and we should be able to drain the rest of this clock. I would assume they wouldn't call timeouts here, down 21, but they probably will, knowing Madden. Spears there for another yard. Got to get him up to almost 70 yards on this rush, just to get us back to that 5-yard carry mark. I don't mind running strong side here, especially with Yatir just standing out there looking menace. Big rush there for Spears, and then Yatir finally catches up. That will do it here today. Will Levis. Amazing game for him. We're going to go into victory formation, but we're not going to snap it. Not going to ruin his stats. We win 45-24. And it wasn't necessarily us just playing super great either. It's just, we played good, don't get me wrong, but the defense still struggled. The offense was clicking for the most part. There are some weaknesses still, of course. Pressure-wise, we were just getting hammered. Panthers probably should have stayed with that a little bit more. But Madden's AI just isn't smart enough. Good game from everybody. D-Hop, Treylon Burks came out, had a pretty good game. Spears had a really good game. Will Levis eclipsed 300 yards, 4 touchdowns in his starting debut. What a game for him. And we'll move to 7-4? Potentially trying to climb back up into that number 2 spot in the AFC South, even potentially the number 1 spot. Both the Colts and the Jags have tiebreakers over us at the moment, so we will have to beat them out with record. But let's get back to the main menu. So I went ahead and simmed to the next week since there's nothing much to cover after the game. We ended up winning 45-24, like I said. We are going to be going on and taking on the 8-3 Colts. The Jaguars did win their game, so they moved on to 7-4. So they will have an opportunity to continuously be in that second seed. We view playoff picture. I don't know if we'll be in there. We are the 7th seed right now, so that is the good news. The AFC South would have 3 representatives if the playoffs started today, so that is the good news, at least for us. Making playoffs year 1 would be phenomenal, but granted, I feel like we'd get smacked in our fucking mouth. Good news is I do have enough staff points to go ahead and upgrade Mike Vrabel some more and get 2 of the after-school tutorings done. I do have it on slow, so that's why they do take a little bit longer. I want this franchise to last a while, so I don't need the coaches to be upgraded super duper fast. So that will allow us to have 2 more focus players. We do have a weekly player, Will Levis, for his game. 17-27, 300 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 3 sacks, 4 carries for 48 yards. Yeah. What a game from Will Levis. Wins Offensive Player of the Week. I think we've had 4 players. So we've had Kevin Byard, Will Levis, D-Hop in his record-setting game. And then I think we had Henry and Shair get 1. Caleb Farley get 1. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 6 AFC Player of the Weeks out of the possible 24. So not a bad, we've had a Player of the Week 25% of the time, I think. So if my math is correct off the top of my head, but Will Levis balled out. It helps that I wasn't trying to force the ball too much. I think if I would have forced a little bit harder, could have walked away with an interception or something. But we're just continuously going in the right direction at this point. Defense played, good enough for us there. And we'll move on, taking on the 8-3 Colts. They beat us last time pretty handedly, if I remember correctly. But on to the next week. If you guys enjoyed this video or any of the videos like this here on my channel, I'd appreciate it if you guys stick around and subscribe. Hit that like button. It helps the analytics, helps the videos go out to more people. More people can enjoy the content, stuff like that. I do have roster updates live for both Madden 24 and for the 2Ks. Both 2K22 on PS4 and 2K23 on PS5. 2K22 is still a work in progress. I'm still going through getting all the rookies renamed again, see if that will stick this time. I found a little bit of a workaround and some other stuff. But for the most part, the rosters are done for now. I'll continuously update them, even if videos aren't getting pushed out for those. Be on the lookout for another rebuild, and I'm going to try to do something a little different here on a different video that I want to try out and see if it works. So you might see something different here on the channel as well. It's Madden related, but it might run a little differently. With that being said, guys, like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video, please stick around and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos like this. But I'm out. Peace.